log on first. I'm going to go up here to that icon, Parallel ENPS. And the thing about ENPS is it runs on a PC format. So you have to first open up a Windows box and then you can get into your ENPS. Go ahead and click on that. Now it popped up down there on the bottom. See, now you're opening up a Windows format to run on Mac. And then you got to log in again. This is a different login, different than the one that you log into the computer, something like JMC 315, and then a number as a password. And now you can access the ENPS, where it says AP ENPS. And you won't need to log in here because you've already logged into the Windows. Takes a little bit of time to come up. All right. And this is where you can write your scripts. You can also, for television, do rundowns. You have this left side is where any kind of folders are going to show up. It'll be an index. And you'll have 4 folders. One folder is the wires, my class folder. This one right here, JMC 315, is the one that everyone can see. And this one will be particular to that student or me. And then you got your ENPS, which is various ENPS functions. And one of the most important things on anything on ENPS is this little green button here called the rover. If you click on that, right click, that gives you the functions for any of this stuff. Like, so let's say the wires. You right click on it, now you can do a search for local stories, sports, whatever. That right there, I clicked on this. As you can see, it's an index of stories that have been done here. And then the same thing for that one, but it's empty right now. They must have cleaned it out. Let's say I have a wire story I pulled up from that index, and I want to rewrite it. I'm going to click on this story right here. So I do a double click. It pops up in an edit box. As you can see right now, there's very little up here that would tell me, well, what can I do with it? And also this has rover as well for different functions. But the minute I type anything, even a space, you'll see that icons show up here. The minute I type in this box, this edit box, and the bottom one's the same exact thing. See, if I go to this bottom one that has nothing in it, the minute I type something in it, all the icons show up that give me different functions. So to save it, first of all, I need to give it a name. You go to these tabs up here, and you can see I have 2 tabs open. See how I can click from one to the other? It's actually the same title, but it's different windows, so you can go between windows. See how I clicked in here? Now I can give it a name, test 1. Here, this is an important step. You got to hit enter. If you don't hit enter, it gets stuck. And then I save it. So it's saved. Well, what does it save? It saves down here, this second folder over. Let's say I want to copy this right here. If I go down to this bottom empty one, I can paste that. Boom, see? One of the most important things in this too, because it is a script formatting program, is again that green rover up here. Now, let's say you want an anchor instruction. Let's put your cursor where you want that to appear. I want that to appear before my copy, obviously. So I go to the rover, right click, anchor, bam. This lets me name who the anchor is. Insert. Now see how that pops up there? Okay, now let's say you want to do a soundbite. Again, the green rover, and it's called take. So we want to call this Assad, obviously. And what you put here is you put the name of the person, Governor Brewer, and then their personal ENPS number, and then the name of the person, and then the date. So that's the first one. Okay, so OutQ, love this state, whatever that's going to be. And the add and the to, what that is that's saying, well, where does this soundbite start on a timeline? And where does it end? And if you give it that, it'll automatically give you a time. Or you can just give it a time. See right there where it told you 6 seconds? Or you could just straight out, ignore that and just type in your time in that box. Okay. Either way. That now puts all that information in there. The SOT, the name, the number, love this state, OutQ, duration. So that's now within your script, and those are the 2 that you're going to use the most. If you want to get rid of what you just put in there, either anything in red like that, double click it and then delete. That's the only way you can get rid of it. Wow, interesting. You cannot do it by cutting it. It won't work. Double click, delete. Delete, yes. See, now it's gone. You want to print your document. Let's go down here and you go to printer and then select your printer, which is 320 B&W for black and white. It's not showing up here, but in the other room it will. And you got to select it from here. Don't try to go to the print icon up here and select it. Then once you've set your printer here, use this icon to print.
So you set your printer down there, but up
Use
there
this,
is where you
yeah.
go to print it.
Yeah, so that's basic, very basic editing. Now we're going to look at the wires. This is pretty simple. Click on the wire envelope. Use the rover. Okay, I want to search state and regional news. Then I want to go to state and regional stories. And this gives me a list here. And if I double click, it'll bring it up. It'll, have the name there. Again, no functions are activated until I do something in there. And the functions are activated. The other big function of this is your contacts. And we're going to be working down here. As you can see, there's a search box here. Now, this search box is set up to automatically search wires, which is another function. Let's say I want to search for any story about Governor Brewer. So I type in Brewer. And as you can see, this news wires box is checked. If I hit go, it'll give me anything in this index box pertaining to Governor Brewer. And it may even be about the baseball team. Let's say I want to do some other searching, which will be contacts here. So let's go back down to this portion right here. You unclick news wires. This is really important. You have to unclick it or it won't let you search other things. And you click here where it says, if you click that box, it gives you different items. So we want to do contacts. And then now I'm in contacts, as you can see. So now let's say I want to look for Phoenix Police. Type in Phoenix Police, go, boom. Okay, so now in the index box over here on the left, upper left, it's giving me, for some reason, MCSO, but Phoenix Police. So if I click that, in the edit box, it gives me all the contacts. You can search for just about any kind of contact there. They've really built that up. Those are the main functions of ENPS.